So none of us had any sleep last night, and so you'll have to excuse us. It's a little. We're a little delirious, and my apologies, and this is sincere. My apologies for not starting the program with "Thank you, Lord." Thank you to the Almighty for giving us not what we deserve, but giving us mercy, which we do not deserve. That we witnessed a miracle last night with everything that was going against us, everything that, this shouldn't have happened last night. I mean, I'm glad it did, but, they have spent $500 million just on abortion. $500 million on the abortion message. Yes. The direction of our country is completely in the wrong direction, and enough people woke up, enough people saw that and stood up, and were willing to be called Nazis and everything else, and they just didn't care. And I think that was a miracle, and God was gracious yesterday. He is not done with America, apparently. He's just not done. So thank you, Lord. Thank you.
Agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah. So, Pat, hi.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good to be here. I also just have one other little message, if I may. And it goes a little something like... Kamala, you've got no class. That's why Donald Trump just kicked your ass. Take with you tampon Timmy Walz, the man who has no balls.
Okay. All right. Now,
so just that.
Now,
that's,
see,
it's another little
that's
aspect
wrong.
Of this.
That is just really wrong.
Not.
Especially if you did it. If you did it again, then it would
don't
really
do it again.
Don't
it
do
would
it.
be.
I shouldn't do
No.
this
Yeah,
again.
don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah. Oh my.
You've got no class. That's why Donald Trump just kicked your ass. Take with you tampon Timmy Walz, the man who has no balls.
Okay, so you know what the problem is that sounded a bit gloaty.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
We don't want to do that. We want to be
I could sense
gracious
it.
winners.
I
Yeah.
could sense it right
We're
there,
in-
right towards the end.
You don't want to gloat.
Right.
Because if
Yeah,
you did
we're
it
in
a
those-
third time,
No.
it would be probably misconstrued as gloating. You've got no class. That's why Donald Trump just kicked your ass. Take with you tampon Timmy Walz, the man who's got no balls.
Wow.
have a beautiful singing voice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was just going to
I work
say,
on it.
that is a beautiful voice that you have. I mean, that is...
Oh, you know what, Pat, if I may? If
yeah,
I may.
you may.
Yeah.
If I may.
And you may.
I love that Tim Walz gets a mention in that.
Oh my gosh,
I
yes.
love
That
that
had
we're
to be.
never going to have to
I
see
don't ever
him
want to see
ever
him
again.
Yeah. Let Minnesota deal with it. I don't want to.
Good luck, Minnesota.
You know,
my
can I
gosh.
tell you something? It was almost a perfect night when we thought for a second they may lose Minnesota.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
It was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. Oh, that would have just been
they
so
won
great.
they won Minnesota by 4 points.
Wow.
Four.
Wow.
That's it. That was, I mean, he almost got Minnesota. He
Are you
almost
guys-
got New Jersey, too.
Are you projecting 312? That's what we've got to count at. Eventually, it'll be 312.
I think that's right.
To 226?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say.
That's a big win.
Yeah.
That is it. And he's up by what, 5 million in the popular vote?
No, that's
Thank
going
heaven.
to shrink a lot. That's going to come down.
But do you think he's not
Shut
going to
up,
win the
Stu.
popular vote?
well,
Shut up.
he's going to win it, right?
Gosh, I mean, I think so. I think so.
Please say it's so.
Stu's about to call Georgia. He's about to call Georgia.
What are you talking about? I should have really called the election correctly. There are so far Michigan, Arizona, and Nevada, along with Alaska, which some places still haven't called insanely.
Well, that's ridiculous.
But
Come on.
Assuming he sweeps all 4 of those states, he gets to 312.
Okay.
He, I think there's still a
And I think he will.
possibility that he could lose one of them, but I do not expect it. I do not expect
Even
it.
CNN though has him at 276, so
It's
over.
I mean, look, it's over. And we kind
Yeah.
of the celebration and the anchor
Wait.
and Glenn's
Wait.
14 seconds of calm, coherent thinking. All of that came behind us before we really gave a full update on this. I mean, Georgia.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the swing states, North Carolina, Donald Trump by 3. Georgia, Donald Trump by 2. Pennsylvania, Donald Trump by 3. Michigan, Donald Trump by 2. Wisconsin, Donald Trump by 1. Arizona, 63% of the vote in, Donald Trump by 5. Nevada, 86% of the vote in, Donald Trump by 4. So he would swing if he hit. He would get all 7 of the states.
So
there.
So Stu, you would say then that the polls were actually pretty accurate.
I think they're pretty good. Now, everyone's going to remember one poll, which is the Seltzer poll in Iowa, which missed by about
what an
16
embarrassment for her.
million points.
What an embarrassment.
Yeah. Embarrassment.
It was literally 17 and a half points
17
or something.
and a half points she missed by.
Yeah,
But,
bad.
okay,
Really
well,
bad.
wait a minute. She did what we were saying none of the others did, and that is release the outliers that were way out. That is part of polling, if you want to be honest. Now, that's what Stu has just said. Pat, how would you respond to this?
What do you think?
To the actual outcome of the election?
Yeah.
You mean something like
Kamala, you've got no class. That's why Donald Trump just kicked your ass. Take with your tampon Timmy Walz, the man who has no balls.
maybe something like that?
Something like that. That would be wrong, of course, if you did that.
terribly
But,
Of course, especially 4
gosh darn
times.
it.
You can't. You just can't.
We have, and you still can speak, which is crazy.
Incredible.
He's got like iron or
Vocal cords.
U.S. steel vocal cords. We haven't done a gloat fest, I think, since maybe John Kerry.
I bet it's. I mean, there's been no reason to. So,
there's been
yeah.
I think we did them in the Tea Party wave election of 2010. I believe a Gloat Fest was mixed in there.
You're
Might
right.
have been one in
You're right.
2014, even, which was a pretty good year for Republicans.
Yeah, maybe.
But that's probably the last
yeah.
time.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's
That's
been a while.
Probably the last
It's been
time.
a while. And gosh, it doesn't feel good, does it? Not at all. I mean, I'm sure the calls haven't come in yet, but I'm expecting the calls to come in and just say, hey, stop gloating. Stop rubbing it in their face. And you're right. You're right.
So do you guys think that the Democrats will take, a smart lesson from this and realize maybe they've overstepped their maybe they outran their coverage a little, or kicked their coverage a little bit when they, decided to say, hey, maybe all boys can play girls sports, and we should, we should be, let's say, taking money from taxpayers and using it to fund transitions of criminals in prison. Do you think maybe they'll learn the lesson there, or do you think it's going to be?
And what if they thought, hey, I wonder if next time we should nominate someone who's gotten at least one vote. From Democrats.
Lessons.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a good one, Pat. We should write a little book for them so they can learn some lessons. Like maybe run a candidate that wins votes.
Right. Right.
I predict a historic movement of reflection on the media's part today.
Oh yeah.
And that would be
really.
It would be, I mean, it's historic because you get your butt kicked this badly, you destroy your credibility this much, and I can guarantee you there won't be any self-reflection at all.
I think so. I disagree with that. I actually think that's true. I think there will be a reflection from the media, and they will decide if they had only called him Hitler one more time, they would have won. If they could have just come up with one,
Hitler enough?
Yeah, if they just would have said fascist a few more times, they just left a few on the field. And
I told you we should have gone with Pol Pot. Nobody's afraid of Hitler anymore.
I mean, that is
And Pennsylvania will be the killing fields.
Now, I think they needed maybe 3 more Handmaid's Tale references. If they had just come up with a couple more of those, if they had just shown up in the red robes and the white hats one more time, this could have gone another way.
What if they brought up abortion another couple times? What if they did that?
That would have been a good idea.
Yeah.
Maybe they could have
January
tried something
6th,
like that.
maybe
they could have got another one of their donors to try to kill the president again. Maybe that would have been something they could have tried. Oh wait,
Hey,
they
3
did try
times
it
the
again.
charm.
It happened twice. Unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. And I think. Well, I know we would have been on the air today saying, okay, so what do we do? What did we do wrong? How are we not connecting? We would have been crying in our soup, assuming we could afford soup, but we would have been really depressed today. But there would be self-reflection, and there'd be like, okay, what did we do wrong? How is this message not getting heard? And what are we doing that is making people not come to this message?
Yeah.
They're not going to spend any of that time.
No, I
None
think
of that.
we would have just said, it's because that other side are so hateful and they don't understand. Like, that's what they're going to do. They're going to say everybody's a racist and sexist.
And they'll break out Russian interference or something. I mean, they're going to make some kind of excuse for this.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
They already are gay.
You missed this
They
earlier.
already are.
I flipped on Morning Joe. The whole thing. All they're doing is coming up with excuses. It's in real time, just complaining, and it's every single thing you'd think it would be.
Wow.
There's no reflection.
I got it.
No moment of sanity.
I just have to play. Cut 1, please. Cut 1. MSNBC.
Kids watching for the first time election results, they should know that we never had bomb threats before Donald Trump became a presidential candidate.
What are you?
Absolutely.
What are you
We
talking
never
about? The
had
Weather
bombs.
Underground was blowing up stuff all over the place.
My gosh.
They didn't threaten. They actually exploded the bomb.
Right.
So that's the difference.
Wow.
And another super favorite, this one from CNN, cut 2.
Donald Trump has been running for 2 years. Kamala Harris has been running for 107 days.
Oh, yeah.
So one of my big questions is, particularly with her candidacy, is whether that was just enough time to introduce herself to the country.
Introduce herself? She's the vice president!
We're dead set on voting for a Democrat. We're so sure
unreal.
about him.
It's unreal.
Or whether she could have used a little bit more time.
Yeah,
Well,
that's it.
one-
a couple more
one
weeks.
last thing. Hang on. One last thing I want to play, and that is what's coming. They're on to us, guys. They're on to us. They know. And here they are ratting us out what our plans are. Cut 6.
If historians in the future are allowed to write books, and by the way, that question is open this morning. And if people are allowed to go on television and say what they think in the future, which again, that question is open this morning.
No, it's not.
In the future, historians are going to look back on this day and say, this is the day that America made a choice between freedom and democracy on one side and authoritarianism and dictatorship on the other.
And we voted for freedom and democracy and the republic. So congratulations, America. And Pat, I don't want to hear that song anymore. Okay. Not a single, no more.
Which song?
I'm just reflecting on...
Beck, Kamala, you've got no class. That's why Donald Trump just kicked your ass. Take with you, tampon Timmy Walz, the man who has no balls.
Okay, stop it right now. No more of that.